After the grand success of the previous seasons of the Korean dating reality show Heart Signal, the makers decided to bring something entirely fresh to the table and introduced a bold new format this year, giving birth to a show that's making waves across the world: heart pairing. Unlike the earlier seasons that revolved around innocent flirting, heart-fluttering text messages, and light-hearted romantic chases, heart pairing sets its sights on something much deeper: marriage. Yes, that's right. This time around, the stakes are higher, the emotions are more intense, and the commitment is real. The participants, all young, charismatic, and visibly attractive Korean singles, are no longer just exploring temporary connections, they are actively seeking life partners. Hosted by a diverse and entertaining panel featuring Yoon Jong-shin, Lee Chung-ah, Super Junior's Choi Si-won, Park Ji-sun, and Mimi from Oh My Girl, the show kicked off in the breathtaking region of Tuscany, Italy, where the initial sparks began to fly between 6 initial participants: Woo Jae, Jae-yun, Ha Newell, Ji Minute, Chan Hyong, and Ji-won. Later, the mix got more interesting with the arrival of 2 catfish participants, Chang Hwan and Chae-eun, whose identities were hidden until they revealed themselves during the course of the trip, creating additional tension, curiosity, and unexpected drama. These 8 individuals, strangers to one another at first, lived together in a gorgeous Italian villa for 4 days, where the first impressions, silent glances, and tentative conversations began to form the foundation for what would later become genuine emotional connections. However, just as relationships began to bud, the participants were flown back to Korea and given 2 days to return to their daily lives, creating a momentary pause in their journey of love. But the real story began when they reunited in Seoul, this time, under one luxurious roof, in a brand new, modern villa that would serve as their home for the next 25 days. As emotions deepened and real-life stakes were added into the mix, the participants were no longer playing a game, they were navigating real relationships, with real consequences. Episode 5 of Heart Pairing, which aired on Channel A on April 11th, took the series to an emotional high point. After skipping its usual broadcast the previous week, fans were eager to find out what would happen next. And they were not disappointed. Episode 5 wasn't just about romantic gestures or playful teasing, it was about truth, vulnerability, and choices. The episode also dropped on Viki for international viewers and, for fans in India, was made available with English subtitles on Sunday, April 13, 2025, completely free of charge. As the episode began, all 8 participants gathered in their new Seoul villa, this time with full disclosure on the table. Gone were the days of hidden identities and vague job titles. Every participant revealed their age, profession, and full name, giving the others and the audience a glimpse into their real lives. And the revelations were jaw-dropping. Chan Hyun, at 32, turned out to be not just a doctor but also the CEO of a startup company, a dual career path that impressed everyone and made him instantly more desirable. Joo Ha Newell, at 26, revealed that she's a professional model and also a Korean traditional dancer, radiating elegance and cultural pride. Woo Jae, 34, is a painter, a quiet artist who expresses himself more through his work than through words. Ji Minute, 32, works in the strategy department at Samsung Electronics, a position that speaks volumes about her intelligence and ambition. Interestingly, another participant, Ji-won, 25, also works at Samsung Electronics, but she's a semiconductor engineer, and her confidence, warmth, and intelligence made her one of the standout personalities this season. Perhaps the most shocking revelation came from Jae-yun, who despite her reserved and almost timid nature, turned out to be a 29-year-old practicing attorney. No one saw that coming, and her transformation in the eyes of the house was instant. Bae Chae-eun, 28, shared that she works as a researcher at an economic research institute, while Park Chang-hwan, the eldest participant at 40 years old, revealed that he's a commercial pilot, a career that carries both prestige and responsibility. With careers and ages now out in the open, the emotional landscape of the house shifted. Bonds deepened, awkwardness increased in some corners, and previously hidden doubts began to surface. Among the most talked-about developments was the pairing of Ha Newell and Chan Hyun, who entered the Seoul villa together as one of the booked couples, having previously shown signs of mutual interest. Their compatibility, both emotional and intellectual, seemed almost scripted in the best way possible, and their chemistry continued to grow throughout the episode. Another pre-paired couple was Ji-won and Chang-hwan, who also arrived together at the villa. However, their story was more complicated. The visible 15-year age gap between them stirred not only internal doubts but external reactions from other housemates and fans. While they seemed to get along well on the surface, subtle hints during their conversations suggested that the age difference could eventually become a major hurdle. The real tension came at the end of the episode, during the highly anticipated texting ceremony, where each participant anonymously sends a message to the person they feel most connected to. It's always a moment of high drama, and this time was no different. 3 official couples emerged from this exchange. Woo Jae sent his text to Jae-yun, and she reciprocated, making them one of the confirmed pairs for now. Their artistic and intellectual compatibility makes them an intriguing couple to watch. Next, as expected, Chan Hyeon and Ha Newell reaffirmed their connection by choosing each other. Their dynamic remains one of the most stable, and fans are rooting hard for them to go the distance. The third couple, and arguably the most controversial, was Ji-won and Chang-hwan, who also texted each other despite their growing uncertainties. Their decision to stay together for now added layers of complexity to the emotional stakes of the show. But not everyone walked away happy. Ji-minute, who had quietly developed feelings for Jae-yun, took a chance and sent her a heartfelt text only to receive nothing in return. His heartbreak was subtle but palpable, and it served as a reminder that real emotions are at play. The same fate befell Chae-eun, who chose to send her message to Chan Hyeon, hoping to sway his attention away from Ha Newell. But that hope was dashed when he stuck with his original connection, leaving Chae-eun visibly disappointed. These unrequited feelings added emotional depth to the episode, showing that not every story in heart pairing is about romantic success, some are about heartbreak and resilience. What made episode 5 so powerful wasn't just the pairings themselves but the raw honesty that emerged once the mystery was stripped away. The participants are no longer strangers playing a game, they're real people navigating relationships with genuine emotional stakes. As the series progresses, we're bound to see more twists, more heartbreaks, and hopefully more genuine love connections. Will Woo Jae and Jae-yun continue to grow closer, or will external pressure cause them to drift apart? Can Ji-won and Chang-hwan overcome their age gap and different life stages to build something lasting? And what about Ji-minute and Chae-eun? Will they find new love within the villa, or will they slowly fade into the background as other couples take center stage? One thing is certain, episode 5 has set the stage for an emotional rollercoaster in the coming episodes. As we look ahead, fans around the world are buzzing with anticipation. The show's format, blending romantic idealism with real-world practicality, has struck a chord, especially among viewers who are tired of superficial dating shows and crave deeper emotional connections. And with global streaming platforms like Viki making heart pairing available for free in multiple languages, including English, the show has become a cultural phenomenon beyond Korea. For Indian fans, the ability to watch each episode without a subscription adds to the accessibility and appeal, drawing in a rapidly growing audience. Episode 5 was a pivotal moment in the season, not just because it showed us who paired with whom, but because it peeled back the layers of fantasy and showed us the reality of modern romance. In a world where career, age, goals, and values all collide, finding love isn't easy. But heart pairing shows us that it's still possible and maybe even more beautiful when it's real. So, if you haven't already watched episode 5, head over to Viki and catch up now. And if you're already caught up, buckle up, because the journey from here is only going to get more intense, more heartfelt, and more unpredictable. Stay tuned for more drama, more confessions, and maybe even a few more unexpected pairings.